We're joined now on the phone by Brad Blakeman, former Deputy Assistant to President George W. Bush. Brad, any names on this list surprising to you?
No, they really aren't. Look, presidential pardons and commutations of sentences are controversial by their very nature. If we look back in history, Barack Obama, in his 8 years, pardoned 148 and gave clemency to over 1,000. George W. Bush, 189 pardons, 11 clemencies in commutations. And then Bill Clinton, 396 pardons and 61 commutations. So when you look at it in historical terms, Donald Trump falls way short of his predecessors in either granting pardons or commutations of sentences. Everyone will have their own opinion. The president has the ultimate power, and in a week's time, nobody will even remember this. But Bill Clinton pardoned a member of his family, his brother Roger, for drug offenses. And if we go back in history, we will see that as presidents leave office, they have a history of either pardoning or giving commutations of sentences to very controversial figures.
Brad, also I wanted to talk about the fact that it sounds like he was strongly discouraged from pardoning himself or anyone in his family. Talk about that and why that's important, something that he maybe should not have done.
Well, the reason being is when you grant a pardon, the person receiving it is basically admitting they've done something wrong. The question is, what has the president, if he were to do that, having to admit to that he did wrong in order to receive a pardon? So it's a double-edged sword. It's never been done before. It could have been challenged. The ultimate authority of the president to do that, it would set a dangerous precedent if he were to do it. I think he made the right choice in not only himself but his family. I don't think there's any need to, and I think that's what the lawyers argued to the president, that if there's no need, why do it?
Yeah, we're looking at the list that just came out of all the pardons that he did grant. A name that stands out that's not on the list, Julian Assange. That was a name that people were discussing as potential, someone potentially he could pardon, but that looks like that did not happen. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, again, I think there was a lot of lobbying back and forth because that name was been floated before, and I think there were a lot of senators up on the Hill, including perhaps Mitch McConnell being the most vocal, that the president should not do that. And let's remember that the president is still in jeopardy and needs senators in his, especially Republicans, in his corner as we go into the next phase of impeachment, which is a removal trial in the Senate.
Anything else that stands out to you about some of these names on the list? And anything else that you think is important for people to note?
No, I think a lot of these names have been floated and it's been rumored for some time. I don't see anything on this list that is striking. I think tomorrow there's certainly going to be Monday morning quarterbacks who are going to speak either in favor of what the president has done or against what he's done. But again, the president is not unlike other presidents who, as they exit office, exercise their ultimate authority, which rests with the president to do these kinds of acts, either pardoning, forgiving crimes. And they're usually done for three reasons: humanitarian reasons, personal reasons, and politics. And people will opine on it, and then it will be just part of history.